Love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. What is love? And to that, what is self-love? What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. How's that? Hey everyone, it's your pal Gab and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we will be discussing the concept of self-love and debunking some common myths surrounding it. Before we begin, like the video and subscribe to my channel. Just a disclaimer, these are my opinions and research only, so take it with a grain of salt, and I like picking topics that I myself am struggling with so that I can gain some more self-awareness and become a better person for me, for you, and the rest of the world. And I hope you can do the same. All right, so the definition of self-love.
Self-love.
It's a love of self such as A, an appreciation of one's own worth or virtue, B, proper regard for and attention to one's own happiness or well-being, and C, inflated love of or pride in oneself, narcissism, conceit. So I guess that's the definition of self-love. But then which one is it? The line is very blurred. But as you know, the concept of self-love has been around for a really long time. It's when, you masturbate. But first, a quick history lesson. Let's start with Socrates, the most beautiful boy in all the land. I think the point that Socrates makes is that even though he was ugly, he still loved himself. Aww, isn't that so sweet? And perhaps because he was ugly, subjectively, he became one of the most renowned philosophers in history. And would he have done all that he did for us if he was pretty? Probably fucking not. Socrates probably got bullied a lot and therefore paid extra close attention to himself. Masturbate. And in a pessimistic ancient Greece, Socrates could have easily followed the herd, but he decided to flip the script. Socrates developed an optimistic mindset that made his mind more beautiful than the most beautiful person in Greece. Socrates made self-awareness a huge priority, because the truth is that we can't change how we look on the outside, unless they had Botox in ancient Greece. So let me make sure that who I am on the inside is solid. He stated, "The unexamined life is not worth living," and that caring for the soul is the most important thing. Because if you remember, ancient Greece was a very hedonistic, indulgent, and vain time and place. And so Socrates said, you know what? Fuck the earthly things and the outward appearances. Probably because there was no Botox. I'm going to do some introspection. Fuck you guys. And so now that you've had a little history lesson, let's dive into what self-love looks like on modern day Earth. The self-love concept kind of bloomed as a result to hustle culture. And if you want to see a deep dive into hustle culture, go watch this video. It was a way to combat the overproductivity in the form of self-care and self-love. And what this mainly looked like at the time was Lush bath bombs and collagen face masks. But then again, this trend warped the true definition of self-love. People got confused. As did I. So was Odie. All of this stuff being shown and promoted as self-care and self-love was temporary. And quite frankly, it was just a way to market different beauty products. Do comment below if you want to see a video about overconsumption of beauty products, because I would love to do that. So, like most trends, this one got out of hand. It either sent people full force into the self-love lifestyle, or sent people running the opposite direction. For those flocking into the camp of commodified self-care and self-love, we saw vacations, insane skincare routines, outrageous shopping hauls, and lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! Other people are completely avoiding and hating on the self-love concept. This person says, I'm getting tired of the whole love yourself rhetoric. Like, I get the purpose of why people say it, but goddamn, it's annoying now. We just use it as a blanket statement for everything lately, and I understand its importance, but it's just overused. I made a post on another forum talking about how I was kind of bummed about the dating world, and in the post I literally said I love myself and being alone, and people still commented, love yourself first, girly. Like, what? LMAO. This person says, I absolutely reject the concept of loving myself because I found that accepting myself is way better for me. Damn, I'm absolutely fucking dumb when it comes to stuff like geography or history, but God, I can tell you I f***ed your mama in 4 languages, and that's impressive. It's okay to hate yourself sometimes. What the f*** did I just read? We also see a lot of people online embracing that third definition of self-love, the narcissistic, conceited version that literally benefits no one. There are people who have adopted self-love and don't even realize that they are being narcissistic and conceited and operating out of a place where it's selfish.
Everybody's in their like eras. Oh, it's my self-care era. It's my era. I am in my most selfish bitch era ever. When I tell y'all, I do not care about what anybody else has going on. I truly don't give a shit.
Girl, always choose the selfish option, okay? In life, and especially in dating, your prerogative as the woman, as the divine feminine, is not to be the one who's working hard to make sure the other person is comfortable, who is just like going above and beyond.
Ladies, a selfish woman is always going to get exactly what she wants, okay?
You need to be more selfish. Being selfish is your gateway to success.
And there's even people dragging each other down in the name of love.
Incredible women that I know and love have truly convinced themselves, believe, I inject poison into my face and this is how I care for myself. This is how I love myself. And she will be typically left wondering why she feels so empty in the end inside. You're trying to go for a result that you cannot get down that path. What she's seeking, what she's searching, she's never gonna actually find through artificial measures. It just doesn't happen. It happens in the soul. It doesn't happen from the exterior. Some of the happiest, and I'm talking about deeply, soulfully, happily, those women are not women who are chasing the exterior. They are communing with their soulfulness. They are communing with their humanity. There is something so raw and so different about that, and you can feel it when you're in the room with it. I'm not talking about performative patriarchal success. No, I'm not talking about women who are posing and calling it a successful, super happy life. The artificiality of what some women are seeking. It's just that divide is very obvious.
Oh, just, that incredible, that, yeah. Wow, so much for women supporting women, I guess. I'm deeply soulfully happy and also choose to use a little Botox. As you should. Do whatever the fuck you want. What is this woman talking about? Who wrote those rules? The judgment. Everyone is doing their best. Stop beating up other women so much. I take care of myself, but by taking care of my internal and external self, I like both sides of me to be at the highest levels, inside and out. I validate myself. That's probably why you have so many comments and views on this video, because you're making extreme blanket statements. But the point that I'm getting out of this, if we're gonna take any positives away, is that the external does not heal the internal, okay? But of course, we also see people speaking truth and making this their whole internet personality, including myself. There's a lot of people like this online who do have really good things to say about self-love and the truth, being honest about the fact that it isn't bubble baths and all of that. So
here are 3 ways to actually fucking love yourself and start choosing yourself. For a long fucking time, I thought self-love was just a bunch of face masks and bubble baths, and it wasn't until I started doing these 3 things that I met my partner. The first one, self-love starts and stops with you, and it starts with, how do you validate yourself? You can't expect somebody else to validate all of your emotions and feelings if you are also discrediting what it is that you're going through. So validate, hey, I'm upset. I'm allowed to be upset. What you said was really hurtful. Because what you're doing is you're not gaslighting yourself that there's no problem when there actually is. You're taking up the space that you deserve to have.
And not only this, but there's an entire sub-trend of glamour witches. This person says it works. I've morphed my entire face.
If you don't love your appearance as a glamour witch, then here's how you can fix that. Self-love spells. You're a witch. Do a spell on yourself to fix it. You could do an unblocking spell to block whatever is stopping you from thinking that you're beautiful. Chameleon. Rose quartz. Listen to subliminal.
What the f are we talking about? What is this? Well, first of all, can I just insert really quick? I used to be really into crystals and really into astrology, and I still kind of read tarot cards for fun, but I used to be really into it, okay? And I used to buy all of these things because I thought that they worked. But they don't work. They don't work. So what I'm seeing here, glamour magic, it's either again, doing the external or doing these little rituals, but you have to buy makeup, you have to buy candles. This is just a whole sub-trend of the self-love thing, and it's also giving into that overconsumption. You don't have to spend all your money on this stuff. You can have one fucking candle, not even from Target. Those things are $20. Go to the dollar store and buy a shit candle and you can do this shit with it. We're advertising specific things that probably cost a lot and that you can't do these rituals without these products. I appreciate like a ritualistic, metaphorical, what am I getting at? Like self-love ritual. I've heard so many things, draw a circle on a piece of paper and envision all of your negative thoughts going into it. Write down all of the things you hate about yourself and burn that shit. All of these things are essentially like expensive or bad for the poor trees. How much paper do we gotta use? You can do it without any of this shit. Yes, as humans, it does help to have a visualization. You don't need to buy rocks, like as someone who's bought a bunch of rocks. This is still surface level. It's not getting to the root cause of your pain and your suffering and your self-hate. It's not helping you. So then, now that we have an idea of what true self-love and fake self-love looks like, Milo B, how do we do it? Where do we start? I actually have a very simple answer to this, and you should stay till the end of the video because that's where I will reveal my secret. I think it depends on you. Do you want to start with yourself or with others? Because self-love, as we're kind of learning, isn't just about you. It is, but let me explain. Let's say you want to start with you, okay? Well, that might seem like the easy part. People always say, talk nicely to yourself, use affirmations, take yourself out. I've been telling you that every week. You should go follow my Instagram so you can get another reminder. But you don't have to do it alone is my point. So in regards to doing this self-love thing with others, it's possible. You are worthy of love. Many people are acting as if they don't learn to love themselves first, that no one can love them. And that's just not true. Part of self-love is allowing others to love you. It's also believing and accepting that you are lovable. Because honestly, many of us know love to be toxic and manipulative, but we also know that it's not supposed to be that way. Or love as overly permissive and overly gentle. Tough love is important. No, the reassurance you get from someone is not really going to mean anything unless you believe it yourself and reassure yourself as well. But many of us find that the positive self-talk and affirmations are not working, and it's simply because we don't believe them. If I tell myself I'm okay when I'm very clearly not feeling okay, then I'm just gonna confuse myself. Because it's a case of, if I say this thing that my feelings don't reflect and that I don't believe, am I at the very least ignoring my feelings and their importance, or am I at the very most gaslighting myself? This is what is also known as cognitive dissonance. It's a mental discomfort when your actions don't align with your beliefs. But then there's this whole nother aspect. When we look past the marketing of self-love and self-care and push past the overconsumption as the solution for seeking self-love, we also again see people throwing this phrase around like it's nothing. Oh, you just got out of a toxic relationship? Oh, that's okay. Just love yourself. As if it's just an instant confidence booster, and completely ignoring the real psychological work that is needed to fully feel that self-love. And so we have to alter and change our programmed ways of thinking and the way that we naturally respond to love. And this can kind of coincide with this idea of toxic positivity. Toxic positivity has taken over the self-love trend, and that people are mistaking toxic positivity for self-love. You may see a lot of self-love content with people being overly optimistic and promoting only positive thinking. This is great, My mom always tells me what you think about, you bring about. So it is important to try to be positive a lot of the time, talk to yourself compassionately. But the issue with toxic positivity is not the fact that we're thinking positively or glamorizing our lives or romanticizing it. The issue is that that's all that we're doing. And the truth is, life is fucking hard. Life is not always positive. It's filled with pain and suffering. unfortunately. And telling yourself not to feel that pain is like telling yourself not to breathe, because those emotions need to be felt. They are there for a reason. You know, if you find yourself ever feeling guilty for feeling sadness or anger, dismissing any painful emotions from yourself or others, brushing off really tough life situations with positive phrases, or ignoring your everyday problems, then you may be experiencing toxic positivity. Again, if someone tells you to just stay positive while you're going through a breakup, it's like, fuck you. That's like telling me that my negative feelings that appear all on their own are completely unacceptable, because it isn't only toxic for minimizing or completely avoiding the negative emotions. It's also neglecting any problems in your life that may cause negative emotions to appear. Does this ring a bell? It's kind of like the soft girls. Go watch my video. And how they're literally avoiding any stress or complications in their life. A ship in a harbor. This toxic positivity is causing shaming, preventing growth. And again, like most trends that I like to talk about, it's removing us from being human. And this is what drives people away from that trend and that concept altogether.
Self-love. Can't do it. I've come to the conclusion that it is impossible.
If you're feeling this, it's the beginning. It's not the end. The fact that you can admit that to yourself and you can admit that to the world, you're well on your path. Because if you didn't love yourself even a little bit, you wouldn't have the courage to stand up and say what you just said.
In some ways, she's right. It might put them off of the idea of self-love even more, but it's true. It's kind of like a lot of people are running the opposite direction because of the toxic positivity and this, you know, the surface level, the having to keep up with appearances, like this fake self-love. And so people are saying, I can't do it, you know? The fact that you're here, the fact that you're doing this life thing shows that you do have some capacity for loving yourself. And even like the capacity to love others means you do have the capacity to love yourself. It's just unlearning that we've had in our brains for so long, and also these kinds of messed up versions of concepts that are supposed to be really uplifting and helpful. People just kind of take it in the wrong direction. They're just misinterpretations of what self-love is, and that is what's causing people to run the opposite way. And so that's why we need to have these conversations and basically clear the air and redefine everything, because it just gets so blown out of proportion, so we can all continue bettering ourselves. So let's get to the point. How do we practice self-love? Well, we know it isn't just bath bombs and overly positive self-talk. I'll share my secret with you in just a sec. So look at how you love others and try to love yourself as how you would love others. Do you use the 5 love languages? Masturbate. That's a great place to start. Know the difference between self-tolerance, self-acceptance, and self-love. They can be very different. Self-love is all action. Self-love is stitching up the wounds you put band-aids on for so long. And sometimes it feels like you have to open up the wound to clean it out to then stitch it back. Very painful. Self-love is very painful. In a society where self-love has been marketed to you to look pretty, self-love is fucking ugly, just like Socrates. And I think that's the point. It's not fun, it's not pretty, and it's not easy. It's not just getting your nails and your lashes and your face done. It's not just about treating yourself, buying yourself the pastry or the ice cream. It's not just about giving yourself a day off. Like, these are all the ways to show yourself self-love when you're also like learning discipline. These things are really important when they are in conjunction with exercising, like eating right, doing the painful, the work on yourself. It's all just a balance, but we have to be able to go deep and really be honest with ourselves about getting to the root cause. Why do we have a warped view of love? Where did that come from? And how do we fix it? Getting your nails done, that's not gonna fix the childhood trauma. And now for my secret to self-love. Are you ready? This. Go to Home Depot, buy yourself a plant. You can get a pothos. They're very affordable and very easy to take care of. All you have to do is just keep it alive. Give it water once a week on a Tuesday or something. Put it by a window with sunlight and just watch it grow. It's not gonna look like it's growing, and some leaves might turn yellow and die, and you know, that's scary and sad, but that's just part of it. Remember we were talking about the candles and the crystals and you just need one plant. You just need one fucking plant. This is the perfect metaphor for practicing discipline and love and care and tension and mindfulness. This plant is you now. This is you. So show it some fucking love. If you let it die, then well, like all you had to do was feed it water once a fucking week and put it by the window. Like, real talk, self-love is really hard. I always recommend getting help from professionals. Therapists are great. Of course, therapy is expensive. There are people who do have good tips and tricks. I could go down a list of things that I've done that have helped me, but the whole purpose of this video was to kind of debunk the myths. And so I think we've done that. Again, what the fuck even is love? You can't put your finger on it. You can't touch it. It's just it's like, is it a feeling? Is it a state of mind? Like, I don't know. I don't know, but I just wanted to have this conversation so that we can come to a place of being able to like look ourselves in the mirror, and not just the physical, but like who we are, how far we've come, and give ourselves the grace, the love to go deep. Like Socrates, find the happiness, find the solution in this ugly situation. I appreciate you watching this video. I hope you learned a lot. I know I did, and I hope you can take away something from this. Comment below if you decide to do the plant method, and let me know what you're interested in seeing next. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I hate goodbyes, so I'll see you later. No way, I just did the finger guns. Oh.